seats were given back by the state government. So we have to, because it's a legislation, and establishing a university has to be done by the states. So unless until the states come on board, because it is one issue which we have been studying, and it's something very important, but unless and until this process of legislation affects the entire country, and unless and until we have a feedback from the states, we are pursuing them, and then we will try to resolve and come back with a formal bill which will be given. So the status has been given here. It's not that the government doesn't have the intent, but all of us know the process of legislation, especially when it relates to the states.
Second supplementary, please.
Sir, I would like to know from the Honorable Minister that if he has any plan to collaborate with any reputed institutions of higher learning such as IITs, NITs, central universities, to conduct skill development workshops and training professional artisans and other interested, unskilled, educated youth, particularly in the unorganized sector.
Issue altogether, talking about the skill ecosystem, especially the artisans, and he's talked about higher skilling also. For the first time in this country, sir, a whole ecosystem for skill development has been established. And it was a challenge for us to bring the verticals existing. There were almost 24 ministries, 50-odd departments doing skill across the country. We have been successful in bringing a lot of those schemes under one banner, under one ministry. And the skill ecosystem basically falls in two parts. One is the long-term skilling, which we have under the ITIs. We have 13,000 ITIs across the country. And the short-term skilling, which now includes the services sector also, is under the National Skill Development Corporation when we execute the programs under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. And we have created the national occupation standards for all these job roles, and the alignment has to come to the National Skills Qualification Framework. Now this framework, even the educational side, or for that matter, the services skilling or industrial skilling, all have to align with this. So we have created the ecosystem. Under the short-term skilling, we have the sector skill councils. The sector skills councils are industry bodies. This conglomerate, they decide what are the skills required, what is the demand in the particular sector, and the qualifications are laid out for that, which is vetted by the industry. We conduct the training on those qualifications, and once that training is done, then the industry accepts that. So as far as the handicrafts and the handicraft sector skill council is looking into a lot of these activities which are under the artisan sector.
Shri Sukanda Shekhar Roy.
Sir, it appears from the reply given by the Honorable Minister that the formation of the skills university is still due, although the draft bill was submitted on 22nd of April 2015, and 2 years have elapsed in the meantime in view of the differences among different ministries of the government. My question is, how long it will take to resolve the differences among the ministries of the government to settle the issue?
This is something which is, I really would take the confidence of the House. Sir, under the Ministry of HRD, there are vocational education courses. Now, prior to the setting of this ministry, all skilling activity at a higher level was under the Ministry of HRD. And the higher technical skills, which is engineering colleges and above, is again with the Ministry of HRD. What we are exploring and looking at the possibility to create one particular vertical for skilling ecosystem which goes up to the engineering level as well. Now that would comprise of amalgamating what is happening under HRD and what is happening under short-term skillings. When we talk about a child who drops out at 8th, he also needs some kind of skilling if we have to provide. In the ITI system, 8th dropouts can have 2 years of skilling and they are 10th. There are boys and children who are also admitted in 10th for 2 years of ITI courses. Then we have diploma polytechnics, which is again with the Ministry of HRD. Then we have engineering colleges, which is high-end skills, which is again with the Ministry of HRD. What we are trying to do, and I'm sure in this particular university bill, which will be accepted by the states in future if it is ratified, that we're trying to create a whole ecosystem of skilling and technical education on one vertical, which is at the moment merged with HRD. So this is a very major policy level decision which has to be taken. It's not so simple as we are speaking here. So it will require some more time, but we are definitely hands-on as far as the skill university thing is concerned, because under the constitution, universities have to be established by the state. So we have to do a lot of homework to see that this, and ever since the creation of this particular ministry, we have been working on that. This is a policy decision which has a long-term impact and long-term.
Shri Anil Desai.
National skill universities is the need of the hour. And since it will be addressing the issue of unemployment, creation of a new generation of entrepreneurs, I think the steps taken by the ministry is laudable. At the same time, I would like to know from the Honorable Minister that in the state of Maharashtra and in the city of Mumbai, what we have seen of late, that this skilled university or skilled university linked programs will be more or less linked on the basis of ITI and all. But what has been seen that industrial training institutes take up apprentices in lots in public sector undertakings like Naval or even Mazgaon Dock, I would give an example. But after undergoing a very strenuous and a very elaborate training program, they are not taken up for the employment, nor they are given the jobs as entrepreneurs. And then whatever training is being taken, that goes sort of waste, and depression comes to the minds of the young boys and girls. I would like to know whether it will be above that, because ITI experiment, more or less, we have seen that it is not coming to the expectations.
Right.
Will it be more than that, what skill universities would do?
Sir, I have understood this question, sir. Basically asking that in case the children who come out from the ITIs, when they are taken as apprentice, whether those companies, public sector undertakings who take them as apprentice would give them employment. So the idea of apprenticeship is basically to give them hands-on training on the shop floor. And once that happens, he is good for the ecosystem. If he's good enough for the company, he is absorbed. Otherwise, he's given an opportunity in the plant, on the shop floor, to train himself so that he is available for the whole ecosystem. The world over, sir, no, whatever education or training takes place in a classroom or a laboratory is not complete unless and until he moves to a factory or an industry or a shop floor. The very idea of apprenticeship, world over, whether it's Japan or UK or Germany, this is, and when we talk about a dual education system of Germany, which is very advanced, 100 years old, this is the model which we are talking. So it is not necessary for the PSUs to actually absorb all who come as an apprentice. Otherwise, it becomes a disincentive for them. If it becomes that if I have to train them and absorb them, then it becomes regressive. So this is basically to create that manpower for the overall ecosystem and not necessarily for an employment in that particular PSU.
Shrimati Chaya Verma.
माननीय महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से मंत्री जी से जानना चाहती हूँ, आपने बहुत अच्छा किया, प्रशिक्षण देते हैं, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन प्रशिक्षण दे के उन्हें छोड़ देते हैं, उन्हें सरकारी नौकरी नहीं मिलती। मैं अप्रेंटिस के बारे में आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी, 80 से 90% अंक प्राप्त करके वो ट्रेनिंग लेते हैं और ट्रेनिंग लेने के बाद वो बेरोजगार हो जाते हैं। ऐसे में उनके मन में हताशा आती है, सरकार उन्हें नौकरी नहीं देती। मैं मंत्री जी से जानना चाहती हूँ, प्रशिक्षण लेने के बाद क्या उन्हें सरकारी नौकरी मिलेगी?
थैंक यू।
उन्होंने दोबारा पूछा है, कतई संभव नहीं है कि सरकार हर प्रशिक्षित व्यक्ति को उस नौकरी दे दे। प्रयास ये किया जाता है कि उस पूरे इकोसिस्टम में अगर उसके पास अच्छा प्रशिक्षण है, या तो वो उद्यमिता की तरफ जाए, बैंक से लेके अपना कारोबार ले, अगर कंपनियां उसे परीक्षा लेकर के अपने पास रखना चाहती हैं, उनमें या प्राइवेट उद्योग में जाए या अपना उद्योग लगाए। ये कतई किसी सरकार के लिए संभव नहीं है कि जितने भी बच्चे ट्रेन होते हैं उनको सरकार की नौकरी दी जाए, ना ही ऐसी कोई नीति है। लेकिन ये प्रयास जरूर होता है कि अच्छे गुणवत्ता वाले लोग सरकार में भी काम करें, उद्योग में भी काम करें, अपने निजी उद्योग भी लगाएं। तो ये बड़ा इकोसिस्टम है और इस पर तो सदन की सहमति बननी ही चाहिए।
थैंक यू। क्वेश्चन 1।
System. What is ecosystem, sir? Please enlighten us. What is ecosystem?
You can have a conversation with him on that. Question 157.